Hey everybody, welcome back to my second video here. We're doing my recap of how the first week went and moving into week 2. So first of all, we'll go back over what it was that I've been doing for this past week. I've been doing alternate day fasting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means I don't eat at all on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm eating just a carnivore, a zero carb diet. I'm eating about 2 meals on those days. I wake up in the morning, finish my fast off with a lighter breakfast, and basically that's to safeguard. If you've ever fasted, you'll find that you gotta come back in slow, otherwise you're gonna have a bunch of diarrhea problems. So don't do that. So yeah, I have a smaller breakfast and then a larger lunch and then go off to work. Or I don't on the weekends. And that's what I've been up to for this past week. Now I made a little video most days of the week talking about how it went. So I'm going to toss to those right now. You can see how it went so far, how I say the days went, and then we'll come back and we'll have the big finale where I weigh myself in and we see how it went and what's going on. So guys, take it away. So I made it through the whole day on Wednesday, no food whatsoever, and it was a full-on fast. I made it to 42 hours of fasting before this morning when I got up and I had myself some food. I had some breakfast. I had some bacon, a bunch of bacon, and 3 eggs. And that was nice. I have a tendency to have some problems with my digestion after a long fast, and had a little bit of that, but not too bad. But yeah, I stuck with my plan. I did not eat in between my meals. I had that meal, and then I went out shopping with my wife. We did grocery shopping this morning, and then we came back, and I cooked up a bunch of steak. Put a bunch of salt, some nice pink Himalayan salt onto my steak. I cooked that up, and I was a little late. So I just had to cut it all up real quick, cut it up into bite-sized chunks and took it with me in the car and ate it on the way to work. And then I started my next fast, so I'm like 8 hours in to my fast for Friday. So tomorrow's a no eating day. I'm fasting today. Today is one of my alternate day fasting days. And just before I started recording, I did a screenshot of my app that tells me where I'm at. I would hold it up and show it to you, but unfortunately I'm using my phone to shoot this so that I can't. So I did a screenshot, and I was at 34 hours and 30 minutes, 17 seconds, I think. You should be seeing that right now. I should be editing that over the top of this video. But yeah, that's what I'm at right now. I'm going to go hit the sack. I'll get another 8 hours or so of fasting time. And then sometime in the morning, I will get up and I will break that fast. So this is the end of Saturday now. I did pretty well today as well, which is cool because I was allowed to eat. And I didn't eat everything in sight, which is usually what I do on a weekend. I woke up this morning and I was at 41 hours and like 36 something minutes, I think, when I finally hit stop on my fasting app because I was done. And I had myself a hamburger patty, and I did that. And then I also cooked some bacon. My son had a swim meet today, so I had to get up early. I ate that food that I just told you about, and then I had to run off to the swim meet. And when I finally ate, it was probably 4 o'clock at least. I turned on the barbecue, and I cooked myself a ribeye steak that I'd gotten from Aldi. The other thing that I made was I got a big skillet, and I put a couple pounds of ground beef into it, and I then chopped up a bunch of liver into really small pieces so that it would basically mix in with the ground beef once it was cooked, and you wouldn't be able to tell what was what very well. And I put a whole bunch of butter in with that to try and give it a better flavor, because I've heard a lot about how good for you liver is, how much vitamins and so forth it's got in it. And I feel like it's probably important for me to eat something that's going to do that for me. But I've had liver before and I didn't like it. So this is what I try and do to disguise it. You know, I put it in with ground beef so you only get some liver, put a whole bunch of butter in there. I fried this stuff up, and then I just kind of had a bowl of ground beef and liver. And then I had a steak. That was my dinner. I ate my whole steak, and then I ate as much of that bowl of ground beef and liver as I could get until I was full, which truthfully wasn't all that much. It was probably less than half of it that I actually ate before I was full. But, you know, I didn't want to make myself sick just trying to keep stuffing the stuff down. So I called it a day, put it into a container. I've got a whole bunch of this stuff in the container for future days. Okay, I missed my Sunday night update, so I'm doing it Monday morning. But on Sunday, I managed to still stick to the plan. I got up in the morning and I had some breakfast. And my breakfast was 2 hamburger patties with 2 fried eggs on them, which I thought, that might be a good breakfasty kind of thing. I'm out of bacon right now, so I couldn't do that. And I thought it would be good, and it was surprisingly good. The egg yolk on the burger was great. I also there was some pulled pork that my wife had made, and it didn't have any sauce on it, which was surprising. And so I felt like I was still hungry after having eaten my burgers and eggs. And so I had a plate full of that pulled pork as well for breakfast. And that was like 9 or so in the morning, 8, 9 in the morning when I ate that. And then I went most of the day without eating again. I finally ate my lunch. It was pretty late. It was probably like around 6. It was basically dinner rather than lunch. But I had a bunch of steak. And I also had some of that ground beef with liver in it. Just put some more of it into a bowl, heated it up. And this time around, I ate a lot more of it than I did last time. I think because I ate it first, so I was able to eat the whole bowl of it, and then I ate the steak after that. I didn't manage to finish all the steak. There's a little bit left over that I saved for Tuesday, I guess, is the next time I get to eat. So I saved that for that. It was a hard day, I have to admit. I was, I kept getting the cravings for something sweet. I wanted a treat. I'm so used to doing that for myself all the time. Just if I feel like I want a treat, then I have a treat. And even if I'm on a diet, I'm like, well, diet soda doesn't have any sugar in it, so that's okay. And that's what I felt like I should do all day long, and it was hard. I had to fight the cravings. I had the shakes, I didn't have the shakes, but it was like I was like somebody addicted to some heavy drug that just couldn't stand it. I was just like, I want it, but I managed to turn my back on those cravings and make it through, and pretty proud of myself. So that was Sunday. Okay, so I didn't do one for Monday. I just figured I'd do today's. Yesterday was actually not too bad. I did get a little hungry. I fasted for 39 and a half hours. And that's a little shorter than what I've done so far, but not much. And that tends to happen to me on Mondays because I don't know, I just eat later on Sundays for some reason, so I go into the fast a little bit later. But as long as I'm in the neighborhood of 40 hours, I'm happy. Okay, so this morning, I went and weighed in after I woke up, So why don't we check that out and see what it came out at. $282.4. So 282.4. Now, I'm pretty blown away by just how well this first week went. That's 14.6 pounds in 1 week. It went from 297 all the way down to 282.4. I don't pretend to think that I lost 14.6 pounds of fat, because I know that that's not the case. My weight loss was really fast in the first part of the week, and then it slowed down considerably and went down to just a kind of normal pace at the end of the week. So probably what I was doing at the start was shedding a whole lot of water that I was holding on to. I was probably a little bit bloated, I suppose you might be able to say. But that happens when you're eating too many carbs. Carbohydrates, you know, that hydrate part is water that we're talking about. And it's not a surprise that you hold on to water when you're eating carbohydrates. So once I stopped doing that, things got fixed. And all the weight, the excess water just flushed away. Now I'm back to kind of the normal, the actual me. And I'm coming down like a pound or half a pound or so each day. And that's a great pace still. I probably won't be able to keep that up for too long either, but I'm happy with that. I feel really good about how things are going so far. And when things go really well, it makes you really want to keep at it. And I've had a couple of hard days here at the end of the week, really wanting to have something sweet. My daughter made these cake things yesterday, and she left them out in the kitchen as like a landmine for me to try and explode under me. And I managed to avoid them, but oh man, was I tempted, because those things that she made are really good. But because I've had such good success, I managed to, you know, keep that in my head and just say, no, it's not worth it. Don't do that. Don't sabotage yourself, because that's what I usually do. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay on target, and I'm going to keep at it, and I'm going to get to what I want to be. I'm going to get to Wonderland. Yeah, that's right. My goal is 100 pounds weight loss. I'm 15 pounds basically there, so it's a pretty good start. Only 85 pounds to go. Stick with me. Come back next week. I'll have another video talking about my progress. Thanks for watching. See you next time.